Volodymyr Zelensky has got a brutal blow. No, we are not talking about the Russians. We're talking about American President Donald Trump. He's questioned the legitimacy of the Ukrainian president. Trump has called Zelensky a dictator. Our next story takes a look at how a comedian who became president and a wartime hero is now feeling increasingly isolated.
Volodymyr Zelensky's rise from a comedian to the president of Ukraine is nothing short of a soap opera.
Это новое лицо.
In 2019, he won a landslide victory, promising to tackle corruption and bring unity. But in 2022, his leadership was tested. Russia launched a full-scale invasion. A political outsider turned into a wartime leader. Refusing to flee Kyiv, he stood firm, delivering defiant speeches that inspired not just Ukrainians, but the world.
Захисникам, слава нашим захисницям. Слава Україні. Слава.
Zelensky became the face of resistance, his words echoing through European parliaments.
We defeated Russia in the battle for minds of the world.
The US Congress and global summits.
This is only about us.
Western leaders applauded him as his country fought back harder than anyone expected. But now the tide is shifting. The war drags on. Ukraine is battered, and its biggest backer, the United States, is recalibrating. Washington, once his staunchest ally, is now inching closer to Moscow, and President Donald Trump is calling Zelensky a dictator.
He was really good at was playing Joe Biden like a fiddle. He played him like a fiddle. That's an expression we use, yes, sir, to say that he's pretty easy. A dictator without elections. Zelensky better move fast or he's not going to have a country left. Got to move fast because...
Well, things are really moving thick and fast for Zelensky. He is getting increasingly frustrated after being left out when American and Russian foreign ministers sat across the table to decide the fate of his country. Zelensky is now accusing Trump of being trapped in Russian disinformation.
Unfortunately, President Trump, with great respect for him as a leader of the people, which we respect very much, the American people who constantly support us, unfortunately, lives in this disinformation space.
Trump accuses Zelensky of profiting from the US gravy train and avoiding wartime elections in Ukraine, while Washington tries to end the war with Russia. Trump is increasingly becoming hostile towards Zelensky as he moves closer to Russian President Vladimir Putin. On the other hand, Europeans are stunned by Washington's diplomatic moves, bypassing them. British PM Keir Starmer would meet Trump next week to placate him, but the most crucial meeting in the next 10 days would be one between Trump and Putin. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
Joining us live on the broadcast is Ruslan Bortnik, who is a director of the Ukrainian Institute of Politics, joining us live from Kyiv, Ukraine. Thank you so much for joining us on WION. President Trump versus Zelensky and the escalating war of words. What is behind all of this?
I think, of course, we are facing very dramatic changes of relations between the United States and Ukraine. But I think inside of it, there is a negotiation tactics, negotiation tactic, hardball tactic, we can call this, which is an attempt to pressure Zelensky, to pressure him, to threaten him to sign the deal, to sign the natural resources deal, which United States brought to Kyiv 1 week ago. The Secretary of Finance was in Kyiv with this deal, but Ukrainian president rejected to sign it. Moreover, he rejected to sign this deal even in Munich Security Conference, and I think this is a problem, the main problem between the United States and Ukraine for now. This is a question of resources and big money.
And can you also talk about perhaps the decision of Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to not agree to give America Ukraine's rare earth minerals as a form of payback? Some believe that this angered U.S. President Donald Trump. And also, can Zelensky sustain this fight against Russia, against all of these backlashes?
I don't think that Ukraine is capable to continue this war without United States support for a long time. There are different estimation of Ukrainian capabilities to lead this war without United States support, even with European support, but not more than 9 months, and then Ukraine will be facing a significant risk to be defeated in this war. But I think if we are talking about the natural agreement, natural resources agreement, rare materials, minerals, and so on, it's a question of public relation, of PR for both presidents, the United States presidents and Ukrainian president, because Ukraine doesn't have such evaluation of rare materials which was published in mass media, because it's Soviet evaluation, Soviet estimation, and near 10% of a possible sum which was published in mass media, 500 billion United States dollars, is able to get out from Ukrainian lands. But it's very important topic for United States President, for Donald Trump, to show the difference between Donald Trump and Joe Biden in cooperation and relations with allies and partners on Ukrainian example. And for Ukrainian president, it's very important to show how he is defending national interests. So this is a clash of ambitions between two very ambitious persons, between Trump and Zelensky. They are less about money. There is more about the reputation and positioning in international arena.
Yeah, that's so true, Mr. Bortnick. The optics are as important as any deal on the table. Thank you so much for joining us on WION.
Thank you too.
I look forward to speaking to you again soon. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.